All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's cross over to Kingston, Jamaica right now and have a one-on-one chat with the lovely Abby Dallas. Abby Dallas, how are you doing?
Thank you for having me, King Lagazee. I'm great. Thank you so much for that intro. I'm loving it.
All right, we give thanks. So, Abby, talk to me now. But first and foremost, I would like to say Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you.
How many kids have you?
0.
Oh God. all right. All right. But happy Mother's Day. No, happy Mother's Day.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. So talk to me. Which part of the world are you talking to us from?
I'm actually in New York City.
You are in New York right now. Oh
yes.
Wow. Well, I thought you were in Jamaica.
So I'm kind of in the middle of working on my EP. So I'm actually doing most of my work in New York at the moment.
Okay. At the moment in New York. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So Abby, today happens to be Mother's Day, and we are celebrating all women across the globe. So
yes.
My producer Debbie was like, Lagazee, today we have to talk to a female artist. You understand me? And I'm like, who? Yeah. You understand me? And when we crossed the T's and we dotted the I's and all that, she was like, let's talk to Abby Dallas. So I said, all right, no problem. There you go, fix it. And then Debbie said, Lagazee, you good, man. And here is Abby Dallas now. Abby, tell us, where were you born? And how was your, growing up like?
So I was born in Kingston, Jamaica, and I moved to Portmore, where say the dancehall, the king of dancehall is from, the Sunshine City, when I was 2. So I spent most of my time in Portmore, which is basically St. Catherine. I went to Bridgeport High School. I did everything in Portmore until I went to Tamale to pursue my music career, where I majored in vocals. But I would say I had a pretty good, childhood growing up. It was very expressive, very dramatic, full of lots of music and drama at the same time. Yeah.
All right. So you, before we step into the main reason why you majored in music and all these things, did you grow up with your parents or your grandma? Who was the one in control? Who was the one in control of Abby Dallas when you were growing up? Was it a Christian thing? Was it a Rastafari thing? Let us know.
I think for me, when I was growing up, my mother wasn't going to church at the time, but I always had a love for God. So my mother would actually get me ready for church, and she brought me to the church. And then, I'll come home back with some of my friends when I'm going home. I just always loved the church. So I started singing in church. I didn't have my grandmother to take me. I just had that willpower. As you see in my music, I'm a very spiritual person. I guess God just, showed me the way.
All right. Now, music now, going to school, how did you realize that kind of music ability in you? Was it natural?
So, it was natural. I used to sing in the church choir, and I used to sing when I was in high school. I was in the senior choir when I was a junior. At the time I was in grade 7, but I was in the senior choir because I could sing that well at such a tender age.
Wow. At the age of 7?
No, I started singing from 4. Basic school. I did my graduation and stuff like that. Sang in the church choir, but when I went to high school in grade 7, I went in the senior choir, even though I was a junior.
Okay.
I was in the senior choir.
All right.
So that's what I was saying. Yeah.
Was there anything special about you that, even though you were junior, they decided to put you to the senior choir?
I think I had a very big voice, and it speaks for itself without, without me having to prove myself to say, listen, I can sing. I would normally allow my talent to shine instead of me, trying to prove a point. So I think that was it.
All right. So, going to Bridport, high school, and then over there you were in the choir, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then from earning that outstanding junior vocalist, you understand me, award, you decided you had a scholarship to Edna Manley, right?
Yeah, I had a scholarship where, I got from JCDC, where I pursued, my music career, where I think that was like, it was like music was choosing me, not me choosing it. Because I think Bridgeport High School had basically helped to shape me in the artist that I am today, because going to those competitions, it allowed you to become so competitive, because when you had those competitions, it was like you're singing in a dome, there's no mic, so you have to project your voice. So therefore I was able, to pronounce my words, articulate, and ensure that I, sounded beautiful without any effects or anything like that. So it was like coming from the beginning, basically from scratch. You learn how to sing, how to project, how your diaphragm is supposed to be, and so on. So winning that scholarship to go and pursue it, Edna Manley, it shaped me out to be, the artist that I am today, because it allowed me to express myself and be around people that was basically the same thing that I was. I wasn't like misfit anymore, basically. Plus, my teacher told me that if I didn't go, I would be a fool.
All right. So when you step in Edna Manley, you decided to do music. You understand me? And then you earn a diploma in music performance. So
yes,
how does that work? How did they go about it? I would like to understand. Like you go, they take you through the vocal range and all that. Last year when I was in Jamaica, I think I was there, and I went to the Alpha Boys too as well. I went to visit there to ask some few questions and all that. But how does it work? You understand me? Over there, how do you measure? Do people measure in maybe guitar play or drum set and all that? You
major, like basically if you're a vocalist or you play an instrument, you major in the instrument, like the bass, the guitar, or for instance I sing, so I majored in guitar and I minored in piano. I did a little bit of guitar as well and stuff like that. But also you have different classes. You have psychological classes, you have music business. It's like a whole school in itself. You have music theory where they teach you how to write music and stuff like that. You have performance class, which I had the opportunity to get the best teacher in the world, Mr. Iba Cooper, who, has now passed on. And I think that his teaching, really is very dear to me and helped me to mold me in the artist that I am today. Because he was the one that taught me, artist performance. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So I was blessed to be taught by one of the greats from, third world. So,
wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, we're reasoning with Abby Dallas all the way from New York. Trust me, it's 30 minutes going into the R2 here on Asaase Radio, the voice of our land. We're live on 99.5 in Accra, 98.5 in Kumasi, 100.3 in Cape Coast, and 99.7 in the northern region, Tamale. And we have over 38 million people are tuning and are listening to the show right now.
Easy.
We're live on the Lagazee Sound International page on Facebook, shared on the Asaase Radio, the voice of our land page. On X, we're live on Asaase Radio, the voice of our land. On TikTok, we're live on Asaase Radio, the voice of our land. My name is King Lagazee. Our guest is the one named Abby Dallas. All right, so Abby, now, completing school now, as a solo artist, what happened to your career as a musician?
So, when you go to school and you go to college, you think that, okay, in my mind, I was like, okay, I go to Edna, I'm going to be around all the greats, and, I'm going to get a record deal. Everything I go work out, everything is going to go smooth. But you know, reality hits. And when I finished school, it didn't actually work out that way. Actually, because I was always gigging. My first background vocalist gig was with Miss Queen Africa, where, you know, I traveled the world with her as well.
Wow.
And then, you know, I met Diana because I was doing Miss Diana King. I was doing some work with, you know, some people that she know that at the time. And, you know, she was singing at Rebel Salutes, and she was like, Abby, you know, I like how you hit the high notes. Could you do backup for me? At the time, I was never interested in backgrounds, and I was so afraid to do it. So I was like, Diana, you know, say, honestly, I don't really like backgrounds, but she believed in me so much. So she decided, you know, to let me come and do backgrounds with her. And then after I finished Edna Manley, I think I just got like my work permits, and I was on Skype. I saw her at a studio. One of her friends was on Skype with her, and I was like, I know Diana, but he was like, you know Diana, but she thought that I just know her like that. So I'm like, let me talk to her. And she's like, Abby, I'm going on a tour to Japan. You want to come? And I'm like, cool. And that's how I started touring with her.
Wow.
Like for full time. Yeah.
Wow. So you went, how was it like working with a great Diana King? You know, being a background vocalist for her, touring Japan. How was the experience? Talk to me about that.
I mean, the experience was amazing. I mean, a lot of beautiful people, you know, a lot of musical experience, seeing her, you know, firsthand performing. She's very professional, and her voice is so amazing, and her work ethic. You know, I always aspire to be like that, you know, when I reach thus far in my career. So I mean, that's an additional plus for me as an artist to say, this is what I want to be, where I want to go in my career.
You've worked with couple of artists, you know, in terms of background, you know, vocals and all that. Queen Africa is one, Diana King, and also Tanya Stevens. You know, tell me, working with such artists, you know, how does it feel like working with them or being on the road with them? You know, like the lifestyle, you know, and all these things. You know, how is it?
I mean, it's a good feeling, and they're let me just say, those women are like the greatest of, you know, reggae all time. Like, they're the boss in what they do. So, you know, being mentored by such boss ladies, it's a pleasure and it's an honor. So, you know, I would say it's a good feeling, it's a good experience, and, you know, learning from them, it's a good look for me, and I implement that in my career as I do now.
All right.
Easy.
Ladies and gentlemen, our guest is the one named Abby Dallas, and she's telling us the Abby Dallas story. You understand me? Imagine getting a call from the great Miss Diana King, and then she'll be like, I am going on tour, you know, in Japan. Can you come with me?
Yeah.
What would be your answer?
Yeah, like it was like I didn't even think about it. So I was like, yeah, we went all over the world. We went to Malaysia, you name it, like New Caledonia. It's a whole lot of places.
Wow.
You know?
Wow. But I would like to find out, like, being a solo artist now, as in Abby Dallas, you know, those areas that you have visited with other artists and all that, how is your presence over there now?
So the thing is, when I was doing backgrounds at the time, my name was circulating, but I think I was so much focused on background vocals at the time. It wasn't like I was doing much of putting out, you know, a solo career at the time. Because at the time it was like, you know, as an artist, yes, you got to do the thing, but at the same time, you still got to pay your bills. So it was more work. So I wasn't really doing much networking as a solo artist per se. But I would say, like, now, looking back where I'm coming from, I would say, you know, my name is circulating. It's getting there bigger and bigger every day.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. We give thanks every time. All right. You finished school. You got this opportunity to work with the greats, You've been on the road to tour around the world, Asia and all these places and all the playing shows and all that as a background, vocalist. Now, when did you start recording professionally as Abby Dallas?
I would think so I've always been recording, but when, I got people started recognizing me to say, okay, I can do this. It was when, I think it was after I won festival. And I put out a song called From My Heart. That was my first song that I think, people started realizing, yes, this girl can do it. It was a lovers rock song. And that would be I think it was 2013. Yeah, it was 2013. And then I started putting out, He's Just Not Into Me. At the time I was more, more lovers rock and reggae all the time. So I think it was 2013 that people basically, say this girl is coming, look out for her.
All right. So you made mention of when you released the song From My Heart. Ladies and gentlemen, let us play that, Let us play that to the glory of God. You understand me? All right.
Africa showed me so much love on that song, so
all right.
And I appreciate it.
All right. Let's play it and come back. And this one is From My Heart. So in 2012, Abby Dallas won the JCDC Song Festival competition for Jamaica at 50 with a song title Real Born Jamaican. So it was there the attention started, right? When you won the festival.
Yeah, when I won the festival, at the time when I won, of course, it's, if anybody wants something you think that it's going to take off and it's going to go, people been giving you a lot of attention, you're doing a lot of shows and all of these things. But at the time when I won, I didn't have management at the time. I just entered the competition not to win. Honestly, I just went in the competition because I said I wanted a video. At the time, I didn't really have the money to make a video, and that was one of the prizes. I was like, I'm going to go in there, get this video, and just show everybody that I can do this. However, God had other plans for me, and I won the competition.
Wait.
With a song called Real Born Jamaican. And
wait, you went there. You went there without a manager. You weren't having a manager by then.
No, I didn't.
You went there as a solo artist, as an artist who is willing to bring something to the table.
Yes.
Wow. but how does it work in terms of the JCDC competition? How does it work? I know they have stages, like stage 1, the screening and all that and all. How does it work?
So to be honest, how it started for me, I was watching it one time with my friend, and she's like, well, you don't enter because you can write really well. And my other friend was laughing, and she was like, "Cho, that's old people music." But I listened to my other friend, and I decided. I actually wrote the song without the music first, and then I linked my friend Gibby at the time that had a studio, and I was like, Gibby, listen, I don't have no money to pay you. If you can make this ready for me, if I win, then I'll pay you, but I don't have no money. Dead on. That's how I did it.
Wow.
And he believed in me, so he made the rhythm for me. But when he made the rhythm, Gibby's more of a rock star reggae guitarist, so he made it. When you do it, you have to submit it. I think at the time I had to pay $1,000 to enter, right? So I paid the money, and they submitted it, and you have to go through a qualifying thing and perform it. And when I perform it, I qualified for the finals. And then afterwards, when it was time for the big finale, the grand finale, they changed the rhythm. And they literally didn't tell me anything, and they changed the rhythm. But it wasn't a bad change. But the thing is, when I went to rehearsal and I heard the rhythm, I was like, wait, this is not my song. I actually walked out and I was like, this is not my song. The song is different. I'm leaving. So they got horns and stuff like that to make it more, traditional Jamaican vibe. Because as I said, when Gibby had made the song, it was more of a reggae rock star vibe. Right? So the the owners of the competition, you know, decided that they wanted it more traditional, so they put in some horns and some other stuff in it, and you know, at first I wasn't liking the change because I didn't want to sing it anymore because it wasn't what I was used to. But then, you know, I embraced the change because sometimes you have to embrace what you are afraid of and just do it anyway. And it worked out. So, you know, give thanks.
We give thanks. Easy. So after you won the competition now, you know, they gave you some money, right?
So they, at the time when I won the competition, it was a big riff about that because it was supposed to be like $1 million Jamaican dollars. However, when I won, you know, they're telling me that they don't have the $1 million to give me. they took like 6 months to even pay me. You get a car as well and stuff like that. So they took like 6 months to pay me, and the reason how they got to pay me was somebody that came, I think the guy came like third because I came first, and my other friend, her name is Tashina Mackenzie, she came second. So like 2 women, one back to back. So you know, the tabloids kept calling me and I had to, you know, answer because nobody wanted to tell me anything. And I think all I said was, you know, I didn't get my money at the time, and you know, from that it went downhill from there because I've never really actually spoke about it, to be honest. But you know, they said that we don't have the $1 million which they were supposed to give me because the budget wasn't there or something when they said that I had it. So they actually gave me like 600,000 because you get like 100,000 to write the song and you're supposed to get $1 million to write for the song, winning the song, but they gave you actually $500,000. But you know, my father's friend was saying to me, you know, sometimes you have to lose some battle to win some. So I didn't really bother, you know, make a big deal out of it because, you know, JCDC is like government based, so it didn't even really make any sense. But it caused a big uproar. I had to go on the news. Like I was like the second thing on the news, like the Sunday, talking to them, and I was like, on behalf of myself and my fellow contestants, you know, I would like to know, when am I getting my money? Is it 2012 or 2013? I would love it 2012, seeing that I won 2012, not 2013. I thank you. And you know, I think when I went on the news, they realized that, you know, I wasn't no small fish. So they called me like the next day. So, you know, I didn't really talk about it, but then, you know, it had some uproar, and I guess a lot of people didn't really want me to talk and say anything. So, you know, I got a lot of blackballed from certain things when I was going to the competition. Like when they had called me for shows, attitude and all of these things. But, you know, in everything there's politics, but I serve one God, and God didn't bring me here thus far not to make me go where I'm supposed to go. Definitely. You get what I'm saying? As I said, God bless, no man curse. So, definitely. You know, I give thanks.
So you didn't get a car too?
Yeah, I did get the car.
Okay.
But I was saying to you, like, what they put in the contract, I was supposed to get, that didn't happen. But
okay.
Maybe if I didn't go on the news, maybe I wouldn't even get anything at all, because
wow.
I think that's a thing for them. Like, when they have competitions, they take forever to, you know, give people the prizes, and then sometimes they feel like if they feel like, you know, you're nobody, so you're not gonna say anything. I guess they didn't know that I had, you know, high friends in high places. So you know, that's just one of the teas. But you know, I've grown past that. I forgot about that. As somebody asked me one time in an interview, would I enter back into festival, and I said to them, you know, I've already crossed that already, and I've done that. I want to go higher. I don't want to stay in the same place, because if I did something, I want to go higher and higher to something else. Definitely. Basically.
All right.
Easy. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking to the beautiful Abby Dallas. You understand me? All the way from New York. And trust me, she's telling us her story. You understand me? But you see, you know, some of these competitions and and all these things. It is not in Jamaica alone. You understand me? Yo, you know. Yeah, you see me? But everything good and everything is all right in the place. You understand me? You know, I want to find out from you. Are you the youngest, you know, to have won that, you know, competition?
Yeah, I was the youngest and the third woman. I actually broke the cycle of all the men winning, because when I went there and they interviewed me, I was like, aren't you tired of these men? They don't look good on the posters. I would look better on the poster. That's what I said basically in every interview. And, you know, I think it was just my personality, like, and just my vocals and my talent, my raw talent, just being myself. Because whenever I had a competition, my hair was in great, the Jamaican colors, like, you know, I was, my hair came in a Jamaican color. It was like a set for me, you know. Yes, I think it was that.
All right.
Just bringing something different to the competition, making it feel younger and vibrant again, and so forth. I mean, other females, you know, went on to win, and I'm happy for that, to have brought that, you know, curse that women, we can't win again. Like, since like 2 women won and then I came third and then a lot of other women won, like, it's a big deal.
Wow. But talk to me about the feeling in terms of you winning this. How did that, you know, make you feel in terms of being the youngest and also the third woman to have won this national, you know, thing? Because when they talk about music, Jamaica is, you understand me? And this festival competition thing, trust me, is being watched across the globe. You understand me? So being the first youngest female and also the third female to have won this prestigious award, how does that make you feel, Abby Dallas?
I mean, it's a big deal. It's a big accomplishment for me, and it's a milestone that I will forever be grateful for, because, you know, I'm in the history books and it can't run out.
Definitely.
But, you know, I have to give thanks to my friends and give thanks to God, you know, for allowing me or for encouraging me to make that step, because it was a step that it wasn't easy, but, you know, I pushed through and I came out, and I'm a better person and a better artist for that.
We give thanks. Now, let's talk about your solo career now. You understand me? Recording and all that. How has that been? You understand me? Because in Jamaica, I have seen and I've heard a whole lot of female artists, you know, complaining about, you know, sexual abuse and all these things and all that and all that and all that. You know, when it comes to you now, as a youngster with this high power, you know, vocals, you know, touring with Diana King, Tanya Stevens, Queen Africa, like you touring with the greats, you understand me? Going to the studio to work with the great Dean Fraser, Yellow Man, Shaggy, and all this man, them and all that. As a female, and you are beautiful too, you know, sexy and all that, and you know, sometimes I watch you on IG and I say, boy, Abby Dallas look good. Now, talk to me about this sexual harassment and all that kind of thing. You know, let us know, even if, you know, you've come across that as an artist before and all these things.
I mean, every female I've come across, you know, men, you know, lusting after them, or probably they say probably, oh, they're gonna work with you, they don't work with you because you don't wanna, you know, be with them. And at the end of the day, like, for me, I would say, like, if we're gonna work, I don't really mix business with pleasure. That's why, you know, I thank God that He has allowed me that I can work with my team and work for myself, to be that entrepreneur that I am. So I don't really nobody can say, oh, may I come to studio, beg them a song, beg them nothing. So I think that I just separate myself from, you know, people that are not for me, hence that's to a fake friend. Like, I'm like, if you're not with me, I'm not really with you. I'm over here by myself making my own music. There's nobody here in the industry telling me, oh, don't do this, don't do that. It's all about me and my team that, you know, encourage me every day, push me, you know, to the highest that I can be. But it's a struggle still, especially if you're not you're not rapping with the cliques or who they think is the gatekeeper of such, so they say. But as I say, I got my gatekeeper, and God tell me to give me this gift to go on, so nobody can stop me. If God said me to go, and my time, and I'm gonna take it, and I'm gonna continue, doing music and being who I am.
All right. Now, talk to me about dub plate. You understand me? Because when it comes to dub, you've given me a couple of them, and your flip is so good. You understand me? And all that. What inspired that? You understand me?
I mean, like, so how dubs I got so good at dubs was when actually I had no songs at the time, and a veteran artist brought me to the studio. I don't remember which studio in Kingston. And there was this guy, he was doing some dubs, and this guy was like, you do dubs, son? I was like, yeah, sure, how you do it? And he's like, just kill the sound. So I remember it was like a sound called Sasha Mani sound or something like that. It was the first dub I've ever done. I didn't have no songs. And I remember I just made up something on the scratch, and I said, some sound not gonna let them a fool, and them not know that Sasha Mani sound are the baddest sound round town. And if a sound try to touch Sasha Mani, better know them in a danger zone. And the guy was like, you done dubs before? I'm like, no, but you said for kill the people, and someone just kill them. And, and from there I just liked doing it, because I think, it's an art form. Dubs are an art form that not everybody can, grasp it. And it's just thinking creatively and just being, flipping the song to kill a sound, and we in a sound clash and you actually hear the song and how it play out and the effects, and it's just a good feeling and a good vibes, and just being happy doing it, because you can't really think too much about it.
You see what you just did for Shashamani? Lagazee Sound International need that, we need that. You see what you just did for Shashamani right now? Lagazee Sound International need that. You understand me? So
when I remember the rest of the dub, I was like, what? 18. So that was like a long time ago.
All right.
Like my
so it means that Shashamani was the first sound system you ever cut a dub for, right?
Yeah.
Wow. And Shashamani is from Kenya, but Papa Bingi lives in America. You understand me? But originally is from Kenya. You understand me? Yeah, man. Okay.
It was a good while now. Like when I didn't even know how to make a dub. That I didn't even have a song at the time.
Wow.
I just made up a dub.
But it's quite surprising that a lot of artists I spoke to on this show, they will tell me that, yo, Lagazee, I started cutting dubs before even I started recording. So what exactly do they sing for the sound systems? They just get the rhythm and create dub spontaneously, right?
Yep.
Oh, wow. Wow. We give thanks. Yeah. So in which year was that? If you could remember.
It was so long ago, I don't even remember, but I probably was like 19 at the time when I did that. I was going to Edna. At the time when I did that dub. But I remember that's all I remembered from the dub. That was the first dub. I don't even remember if at the time I wasn't Abby Dallas at the time either. So Sasha Mani probably don't even know me.
Oh wow. So you were who by then? If you were not Abby Dallas, you were who by then?
I think at the time I was just Abby, just plain Abby, just my first name. It was just Abby, but it wasn't Abby Dallas at the time. Because I think it was like 2012 I decided to put the Dallas on my name, which is my last name.
Okay. All right, 2012. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we're reasoning with Abby Dallas on Yaad Settingz on Asaase Radio. So Abby Dallas, talk to me now. What do you have in the future line? I don't want to say what do you have. People say what do you have in a pipeline. Sometimes when you open the tap, it doesn't flow. So I don't like using that. So what do you have in the future line in terms of works?
So I have a lot of works coming out. I'm working on releasing this dancehall track. I don't know if I can it named Tight Side. That's all I can say. I can't see the rest of the words on live.
Yeah. Just go on with it. Just go on with it.
Yeah. But that I'm set to release that like very soon. I have a song coming out called Gangsta Reggae. Because I have a nice side to me, and then I have the bad girl side. So I decided to make something. It's like basically a drill reggae song, basically.
Okay.
And I'm working on my EP to come out as well.
You working on
my EP?
Okay.
So I just launched, my merch, which is Abidalas merch. I did a freestyle, which is on my YouTube page called Gun Rhymes, which I made a merch for. It's called Them No More Than Me. So, they can check that out at abidalas.myshopify.com. So I have a whole lot of things going on. Yeah.
So when exactly should we expect this new EP that you're preparing to release? When exactly should we expect that?
Well, right now I don't have a set date, to be honest. I don't have a set date, but I know that the single that I said, Tight Tight, is coming on this year soon. It's either next month or the other month if it doesn't come up, because I've been trying to finish up some finishing touch. Waiting on the engineer to finish up some finishing touch on that. But I don't really have a set date for the EP, to be honest.
Okay, Tight Tight.
That's what we're gonna name it right now.
Easy.
Yo!
It's like a birthday song.
Yeah.
A birthday song for the tight side skirt.
Easy.
So, seriously, if you are loose, you are not part of it. Abidalas want to sing for them.
You can't come out on that birthday song. Like how busy have happy birthday, my friends. I made a song for the tight sides.
All right.
Yeah.
Seriously, Fake Friends is one of my favorite. You understand me? I think when I put out the flyer, Lion Paul International Song from South Africa linked me up and said, Lagazee, yo, me like how she are going like a gangster queen and all these things. Yo, listen, ask her if I can get fake friends dub from her, but tell her African price. But say, yo, Lion Paul, you like African price too much, man.
Easy.
We are there with foreign price. So please, can we get some lines of Fake Friends? You understand me? And we want a clean version because you dip on the radio now. You understand me? Because we want to feel that vocal, prowess of Abidalas.
Oh, you're saying you want me to sing a few lines of it?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And to all a Lagazee fake friends, if you're not like him, forget you then. Chuck off and a beg, Debbie can't pretend. She out here, she not beg no friends. If you know it, we then excuse you then. Money I pile up, I can't don't spend. Yet as I add up, so me nah have no friends. God alone, I'm a can and straight. Lagazee I like people, mankind evil. Smiling on your face and then them turn round deceive you. Change like the weather coming in and out of season. Looking at your face and broke your foot without a reason. Me not like people, mankind evil. Smiling on your face and then them turn round deceive you. Change like the weather coming in and out of season. Looking at your face and broke your foot without a reason.
Easy.
To all I'm a fake friends.
Abidalas on this one here and this one here, praise Jah.
Easy.
So Abi, talk to me before we finally wrap up. What exactly inspired this? Praise Jah.
When Praise Jah and the Moonlight came out, I don't know, it kept on speaking to me, and I did a version of it, like an acoustic version on my guitar. And everybody was like, oh my God, this is amazing. You should make it into a song, and every day I would sing the song, like I would play the song every day. And I think it was speaking to me as, YG said he wants, everybody to sing his song. So, I took the initiative and, I just made a cover version of it. And so far, I think, people like it, and it's a very spiritual song. And it's a song that, speaks in more than one ways you can interpret it and all of these things. So I think it's just a song that I just really loved. And I felt that, like, spiritually, I had to get it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well said. So I'm going to ask you this. Are you open for collaborations?
Yes, I am.
Africa is big. Ghana is big.
Yeah.
Do you have any artists on your mind to do a collaboration with, or you are open for any other artist to link you up for a collaboration?
So, I mean, like, I like Stoneboy, I like Shatta Whale.
Mm-hmm. Shatta Wale.
So, Shatta Wale, I'm sorry.
No problem.
I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like those two artists, because I think they're a mixture of dancehall and reggae, which kind of the same thing. So, I like those kind of artists. I think there's a next artist. Her name is Shay. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Wendy Shay.
Yes, Wendy Shay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. So, so you love to do a thing with them, right?
Yeah. I mean, before, even though I've always been, a fan of, African artists. I've always watched them because I like how they, they take Jamaica music and mix it with their culture, and I think it's a beautiful thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. So, what if any other artist, should link you that, Abby, I would love to do a thing with you? Are you open for that as well?
I'm open for it. I just, I thought you meant I should just name out, a few that I would like to work with.
Mm-hmm.
So I just name a few. You have to speak it into being. So yeah.
Okay.
And also, Debbie, whenever Debbie's ready, because we spoke about it, Empress Debbie, she's a beautiful artist. Big up Debbie. When she
wow. So Empress Debbie, Abidala say anytime you're ready, she's open like a book. Just open it. And trust me, everything is everything. In case people want to link you up for works, dot plate and all these things, where should they go?
Yeah.
Your socials and all these things. So
my social is on Instagram. It's The Real Abidalas. TheAbbyDalas. Abidalas. The Real Abidalas. Facebook, it's Abidalas. TikTok, it's Abidalas Nation. If you want to WhatsApp me, you can WhatsApp my manager at 516-52-306-10. 516-52-306-10.
And then don't forget to prefix with the area code +1.
Yes.
Then 56. Right. You understand?
Yeah, and you can, check out my songs. You can stream my songs on Spotify, YouTube, Amazon, any digital platform that you normally stream on. Okay.
Abidalas, being a female in this particular space and talking to you on Mother's Day, would like to say thank you so much. Before we leave you, finally, your word of advice, especially to the females in our space.
I would say, females that are aspiring to be artists and try to be yourself. Try to know your surroundings and don't trust easily, because a lot of people come in wolf in sheep clothing, and just know what you're about and don't let anybody try to change you, and just always believe in yourself, because at the end of the day, if you don't believe in yourself, then nobody will believe in you. You have to make people believe and see what you are, because remember, God gave you that vision. He didn't give anybody else. So even if they don't believe, that's okay. You're going to make them see you in the end. And happy Mother's Day to everybody, all of the mothers them in the world, in Ghana. And just thank you guys for having me, King Lagazee. Big up, Empress Debbie. Thank you so much. It's been fun.
All right. Abidalas, would like to say thank you so much for your time and space. And as you know, you are just a phone call away from us. So when the brand new song is ready, trust me, you make sure that we have it quick and fast, and that we can.
I will. I'm gonna let you know it. Thank you so much for having me.
Especially the tight. We would like the raw version and also the clean version too.
Yeah,
And then,
I'm gonna make a clean version as well.
all right.
Easy.
The tight. My producer, Naro Bawa, is here all smiling and all that. You understand? Abidalas, thank you so much for your time and space.
Thank you so much, and for everybody that's watching the the stream or you're on the radio, thank you so much for listening. And you can catch me live every Tuesday, 9:30 New York time, or I'm on YouTube, 5:30, in PM in the evenings and stuff like that. So I do stream and stuff like that. I stream on Twitch. I started streaming on Twitch, I think, last week.
Okay.
So, I'm doing the streaming thing as well. So you can say hi to me because I'm always there talking to my fans and just, having a good time.
Okay. All right, Abidalas. We will catch you up over there, yeah?
All right, bye. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
It never shines.